Okay, the next section starts on a double stop. So for that we're playing the 15th fret on the E and B strings, and we're bending the B string up a minor third, 3 frets. Then we're going to re-pick this B string and release it very quickly. And then play 14. Then the next part, group before this, we're going to go 13-11 on the B, and then 12-10 on the G. Then we're going to get a little triplet. So that's going to be 12 on the D, and then we're going to bend and release the 10th fret. And then we're going to play 13 on the A and bend up a full step. Like that. Like that. Next phrase. So we get a couple of ghost notes, and then we're going to play on the B string, we're going to bend up the 15th fret up a whole step, then 15 normally, and then 14 up a half step. Like that. And we're going to play 12 on the G, then 14 D, and then 14 up a half step on the G. Then we're going to pull off 14-12 on the G. Then 10 G, slide backwards into 10 on the D, pull off onto 8, play 10, and then back to 8. Like that. Like that. Okay, next part of the lick is over a B7 altered chord again, and so there's a little bit of kind of the diminished. There's a little augmented triad here that's worth mentioning. So for that, I'm sliding 7 into 8 on the G, and then 8B, and then 7E. There's your augmented triad there. Then we can play 10 on the B, 8E, back to 10 on the B, then 7E, and then 8-10 on the B. So it's like a, I suppose it's implying that you've got a sharp 5 and a flat 9. So yeah, over the B7. So it's a nice jazz thing to do. Then he's just back to normal kind of pentatonic blues territory for the next bit. So for that we're playing 6-8 on the B, 7 on the G, then 6 on the B again, and then 5-7 on the G, down to 3, 5D, 5G, back to 5D, and then 3 on the G with a little quarter tone bend, and then that's 5D, 5A. That's all kind of one long lick really. I'll try and do that again. Again. There you go. Finally got there. Okay. Right, okay, for the last part of this section. So I'm going 7A, 5 on the D, and then sliding to 9, and then on the G, 7-9, 8 on the B, 7G, then 10 on the B, just bend it up a half step, and then slide down and then slide back up. And that's going to take you into your next phrase. Okay, the next section starts with a double stop, and again it's going to have a bend in it. This time we're at the 13th fret on the E and B strings, and we're going to bend the B string up a whole step. And once you've bent it, you're going to hold it and they're going to keep replaying this double stop. So it just comes after beat 1, and you're going to play the last 2 triplets. And then you're going to hold it there and play triplets for beats 2, 3 and 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you're going to rebend it one last time, slide it down, and then we're going to play the 10th fret on the B, bend it up a half step. We're going to do that twice and cut it off. Like so. Then we're going to play the 11th fret, bend that up a whole step, cut it off. And then we're going to play 10, bend and release, half step, pull off onto 8, and then play 9 on the G, and then go back to 8 on the B. For this, we're going to play pull off 10 to 8 on the B, slide up to 12, and then we're going to do a little trill. So just going to keep hammering and pulling off between 12 and 15. Like that. Right, here's a bit of a kind of a position shifting lick. So I'll do it in positions. So for that, we're going to basically all slurs. We're going to play on the G string. We're going to go 14, pull off onto hammer on 15, then 14, 12, all slurred. Then we're going to play 14, 12 on the D. Then I'm going to shift. I'm going to pull off 12 to 10 on the G. Then play 12 on the D. And I'm going to shift again. So for that, I'm hammering and pulling off 10, 11, 10. Then played 8 on the D. And then finish up on 9. So that's all on the D. You could just do the whole thing as a slur and then just play 9. I think I end up doing that most of the time, to be honest with you. Okay, right, so right, now the next bit, again, this is kind of hitting more of our kind of jazz territory. This is over a B major chord, and he's using a lot of diminished in this. It's all that sort of stuff. So I'll do it in, it's actually rhythmically in 4s at this point. So let's do it like that. So 7 on the G, then 9, 10 on the D, back up to 7. The next bit we're going to play 8 on the G, 9 B, 7 E, and then 10 on the B. Then we're going to play 10 on the E, and then pull off 8 to 7, and then 10 on the B. Like that. Like that. Like that. Again, it's one of those things, it takes a bit of practice to get it up to speed. But... okay, and then the next bit falls over an E minor. Does a little bit of a kind of a pedal lick. So we're playing 8B, 7E, then 7B, back up to 7E, and then 9 on the G. Use whatever fingers you find comfortable for that. You can either roll the finger or move the finger down like that. Okay. Little E minor arpeggio here, so that's 9G, 8B, 7E. And he plays 10 on the E, and then he replays it again, bends it up a half step to fit over the B7 chord that's playing underneath it. Next phrase, all on the E string, we're going to go 14, 15, 17. And then bend 17 up a whole step. When you bend it the second time, release it. Then play 15, 17. Back to 15. It's one of those things where he'll slide it down and then slide it back up again. Like that. So. Like that. Okay. So for this next bit, we're bending up the 20th fret on the E string, up a whole step. Then we're going to go down to 17, and we're going to bend and release just a half step. Then pull off 15 to 12 on the E. Then on the G string, we're going to bend the 14th fret, up a half step, cut it off, then play 14, and then 12. Okay, and then we get this lick. So we get slide into 14 on the D, 12 on the G, 14 bend up a full step on the G, 12 played twice on the B. Now the next phrase is it's kind of a group of 5 on the next beat. So that's pulling off 15, 12 on the B. And then on the G, I'm going to play 15, pull off 14 to 12. Then we're into a group of 4. That's pulling off 15, 12 on the D, 15 A, 12 D, and then 14 on the A. And then slide it down, and then you end up sliding it back up to get into the next phrase. So that. like so.